53 minutes.
Oh, trifling horse.
53 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey yo, peace everybody. You are literally rocking with the illest in the omniverse. That's a line that's stuck in my head, but you know what? It resonates with this podcast because we are the illest in the omniverse. Especially when it comes to talking about the music that we like. We in tune with the underground, true hip hop heads, hip hop nerds. You know, we're more than surface deep. You know what I mean? Like we really get into this. We break it down. We get busy. It's a lifestyle. It's a culture for us. You know what I mean? So all you mainstream podcasts, we love you. We appreciate you. But let us talk our shit. It's your boy Wax Rule TV, man. Brokest podcast, you know, episode, what's this, 34?
Shit, I lost track.
I think we're on 34. Season 2, episode 34. To the left, I got the one and only.
It's me, Stella.
And the place to be. To the right, we got the light-skinned homie.
Mr. DCYOP. Yeah, it's me.
So how y'all feel about the new action processing?
Oh, off the rip.
So I can still serious with the action.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's crazy?
It's typical action.
It is.
Somebody has said in the comments, in regards to that, his flow sounds different or whatnot.
I mean, it's a little different compared to like Blue Chips 2 and Red Chandeliers, but I feel like he found where he's comfortable. But
What do you guys think about the video?
I mean, it was an action process video.
I really wasn't like.
A lot of people that like
it was.
A lot of people hated on the video.
Yeah, I wasn't really feeling it like that.
Like it is what it is.
Right.
Are people really even checking for videos nowadays? Like how they were back in the days?
I don't know. I always like videos.
I like videos, don't get me wrong. I would go on YouTube. But you know what the difference is?
Videos, but I don't really check for videos no more per se like that.
It's just how we consume the video, that's the problem.
It's doing the music.
Right, very true. Very true. But videos are still an important element, and I definitely watch them. Yeah, you know what's funny, bro? I'm definitely the type of dude that likes to visit the comment section.
Oh, in the comments.
I'll spend
I
30
be in the comments and even play the video.
Facts. I'll be in there for 30 minutes just reading.
I be in the comments.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Nice.
Hey, yo, sometimes you learn some stuff.
A little bit, but I ain't
Shit, deep in the comments.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, but that comment you said somebody made about
Watch a video you watch or whatever.
I don't want nothing persuading my mental or my opinion or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather just.
Is it really persuading?
Like you said,
Hell,
face
hold on.
value. But we'll learn some shit.
Is it really persuading your opinion, or is it just allowing you to see from an angle that you haven't seen or looked at before? Because my opinion of an artist is going to change.
Here's the thing, right? I'm notorious for saying like something is trash. Like, you know, people got at me for, you know, this other platform that I'm on via Facebook. Like, you know, why you saying blah blah blah, it's trash. Those words come out of my mouth often if I don't like something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's trash. So I don't want it to ever be like, oh, you know, Mr. DCYP is saying that blah 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 is trash because everybody else is saying it's trash. Like, nah, I'm gonna say it's trash because I don't ever like it.
Because you're somewhere. And the crazy thing about that too, just because you say something is trash, doesn't mean that artist is trash.
Exactly.
Because a lot of artists put out, even my favorite artist, he's put out some trash ass songs.
Yeah, so,
I just don't like that. I still like him and all his other stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Everybody gets to miss every now and then.
Like the new Atlanta season. I think it's trash. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just my opinion. I think it's, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't watching yet, so I ain't got no opinion.
I think it's trash.
You know what I think is popping?
People be getting at me about that shit. Whatever. Oh well. I can have an opinion.
No wrong with that. You know what I think is popping up?
Sounds like watching.
This new season of Snowfall.
Oh, absolutely.
Bro,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Ah! caught
Don't
up.
even, yo.
Maybe 2 years.
Don't even.
Something like that.
Don't even listen to Mr. Merry Christmas.
We really gotta have to get Sauce Money on here.
Yo, if y'all watching this on YouTube right now, y'all make sure to hit that thumbs up, make sure to hit that bell notification so y'all know when listening. Alright, let's get it.
Subscribe.
Let's get it.
But I want to circle back though to what you said about somebody in the comment section saying action is what it's going to change up its flow or whatever. Yo, when you think about it though, like we all listen to Mount Marcy. How action rap over a rock beat is different than how he rap over an Alchemist beat.
Well,
So you're gonna switch your flow up.
Yeah, of course, but you know what it was mainly pertaining to was more breath control because he's lost any type of ordeal.
Okay.
And
That's what I think they were getting at.
okay, and you still want the dude to be freaking 350 damn pounds
That's what I'm saying.
so he can die and we don't nasty and we don't get more retarded. Like,
Cats be in the comments talking crazy.
like, come on now.
It's like a whole like
It's crazy.
As you said, you know, we got multiverse.
Yeah.
You know
Look
what
what
I'm
happened
saying?
to Big Pun.
That's a comment verse right there.
Like,
A comment.
people be
You know what I'm saying? The comment section.
Big Pun was rapping sitting on the damn
Exactly.
one of these.
Big as hell was trying to lose weight. He was on his journey to losing weight with him. So he lost that battle.
Right.
But so you would rather somebody that be unhealthy, fat, and disgusting. But if he try to lose weight, he sound different now. He ain't
You know
the
what it
same.
is? You know what it is? People don't like change. So when they see an artist change and all that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, he was
It comes with it.
But my thing is, you like, all right, some artists may stick to the same subject matter, but there's still change within that because over the year, every 5 years, your perspective is on something is going to be different. How you view it is going to be different. The further you are away from a certain lifestyle, you're going to start to see things for what they are. Or you may have not known what you was doing at that moment, but now that you've been out of it for 10, 15 years, then you look at it from, all right, this is where I was coming from back then. You know what I mean? So it's gonna change. So if you are, that's part of the growth process of being a man and an artist.
And different beats bring different
Things out of you.
and types of, mannerisms and so on and so forth.
Exactly. Sometimes that sample be talking to you.
Yeah.
And you just go somewhere else with it that you normally wouldn't go.
I just pulled up, man. My little daughter talking about I can't say it earlier. Sit your little self down, man. That genuine come on, I'm blowing. Now you can't tell me I'm not genuine. You know me and your father, but yo, it's that genuine come on, man. I'm genuine.
Yeah, that is out the window.
Lame.
So let's talk about this video that Hip Hop Man. Shout out to Hip Hop Madness on YouTube. Go check out his channel. He's got some great content. Hip Hop Madness. Shout out to you. So he had posed the argument how how New York hip hop lost its cool. He made some points. Big thing about like the South being unified and basically New York losing its identity and them not having unity. And, how the radio station Hot 97 didn't really back their artists.
And if y'all watching this right now, we'll pivot into the video to show you exactly what we're talking about.
He messed up New York City hip hop. I was saying, he's the program director. He didn't play their records. Jadakiss and them should be looking for you.
I've done for your
Mad
career,
people
this
should
how
be
you
looking
talk
for
to
you.
me. Yo, man, you know what the
Now
problem
we
is?
gotta
I'm
go
gonna tell you
down
what the
south.
problem is.
Now you got to go to Atlanta.
I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. The problem
Everybody in
is
New York-
you're so
everybody in New York sound like they
suppressed
from
on
Atlanta
social media
because
trying
of
to
him.
be positive that you bring this negative
You
energy
see what you
to
did
the
to
show.
hip hop? Just
You
take
and French not
responsibility.
supposed to be doing
Take
that.
responsibility. Take
It was your
responsibility
fault.
for your actions.
It was
my
your
brother.
fault. Same thing that's going on with you and French right now is the reason New York
Listen.
City fell off.
So, one thing I agree with him on, I feel like the radio station didn't back New York artists or wasn't playing New York artists out there for a while, and they still don't to some degree. But I understand why from a business standpoint. Now, the music shifted, the culture shifted to being heavily hit the down south Atlanta scene for a little while. Cool, Atlanta's got a scene, great. However, I do feel like people make Atlanta's music scene out to be way more than it is in terms of being the culture or like super trendsetter. I feel like a lot of one-hit wonders or one trend artist come out of Atlanta. I think when he made the comments about like New York not being unified, when you look at the 90s, these dudes were never unified. It was, I'm trying to out-rap you, you trying to out-rap me. I don't sound like you, you don't sound like me. You go to Atlanta, a lot of unification. Great, love it. Unity is amazing. But you know what came out of that unity? A loss of identity in terms of what these individuals are. Yeah, they create a sound, but there's no individuals overall. You know what I mean? It's just one collective sound. We go from this sound to that sound to this sound.
There was a point though, let me hop in real quick, Mr. Wax. There was a point in the late 80s, early 90s where, you know, New York artists, they came together for a few projects, but outside of that, you're correct, there is definitely more individualism coming out of New York per se. But
let's just say the East Coast. Let's just say the East Coast.
East Coast. Up north East Coast, let's be correct.
Yes.
Up north East Coast. So yeah, because
you're absolutely right.
Up north East Coast. So, you know, there were a lot of like times where, you know, up north, East Coast artists, you know, let me just hop right into this shit real quick. I feel like when the rap game first started, it was more group orientated. Mm-hmm. But then when the money started looking funny, cats in the group was like, yo, like we doing all this work, but yo, the money ain't it ain't adding up. So then people started saying, you know what, man, I feel like I can do this shit by myself. Mm-hmm. And then that's where the divide, that's where the separation came, you know, from. Mm-hmm. You know, people saying, okay, well, if I can do this shit dolo, let me just be the man. I don't need nobody else. I need on my coin now.
Absolutely.
So
now, flip side to that, like I said, I do think, so here's where I think that there became a slight identity crisis for a little while. There was a point in time where, for instance, East Coast radio, it was heavy on the down south artists. You know, because as the years go on, hip hop has become, it's no longer regional, you know what I mean? It's not stuck in just a particular region. All regions are saturated with what's going on. Like, I can hear West Coast music, I can hear down south music, I can hear underground music from anywhere, I can hear straight up traditional boom bap hip hop, right? Mm-hmm. So now, when you got a radio station for a certain period of time in the early 2000s to mid 2000s, from 2000 to 2010s, they're playing heavy on the down south music, right? As an East Coast artist, you're probably looking at yourself like, yeah, I make traditional hip hop music, samples, boom bap stuff. If I'm going hard making this and it's not getting recognized, what do I need to do to make some money?
Well, hold on though. At that point, the boom bap started to fade out.
But why did it fade out?
The boom bap was heavy in the 90s, early 90s, and then when you start getting into the late 90s, it started like fading out.
Right, but that's why I say boom bap and traditional. When you think of the golden era, even like late 90s, those type of beats and just being sample heavy, that's still, I consider that traditional hip hop.
And your question was, why do we feel like it started to?
No, I'm saying I personally think it started to fade, or dudes started to have somewhat of an identity crisis only because we're supporting other regions so heavy. We're supporting the down south scene. Now the radio stations are playing that because it's doing numbers, and I get that, they're a business. But at the same time, especially a station like Hot 97, they blew up by supporting people right from their city.
I love the fact that
you're Hot 97 right now. But hold on, but now, right? You do that, boom. You got to do, let's just say, I don't know, what's a random name I can throw out there? Somebody who, Rusty Jokes. Underground artist, heavy New York sound.
You're not going to hear him on Hot 97.
Right. So you're not going to hear him on Hot 97. Now, if he wasn't really true to himself, like a lot of these people are, you know what? I'm going to go with French Montana. He's a perfect example of this. Mm-hmm. You listen to how French Montana rap back when he had Cocaine City, when the Smack DVD was happening, right?
Totally different.
Totally different. The Atlanta scene started to blow up. You know, Max B blew up. He was trying to get himself on. He started to sound like a down south artist. You know what I mean?
And killed it and bubbled.
In bubble. Started, you know, auto-tuning and crooning and mumbling and all that stuff. Cool, that was the sound. Now French is one of these artists, he's stuck trying to follow a sound. But now he's at that point, that sound that blew him up, that sound is fading away. So now, you know, when French dropping some shit, people ain't looking for him. People ain't worried about it. Not saying you don't have a fan base, but because he did that and blew, that put other artists in an identity crisis where it's almost like, do I continue to make the music that I know I'm good at making and love to make, or do I do this so I can get paid? I think that's where the identity crisis came from, and why the sound shifted so heavily.
He's out here to get paid, that's why.
So it was a money grab, you saying?
It's definitely a money grab. Money played a huge part in that.
I
And
would call it a money grab and clout chasing, wave riding type of situation. Instead of staying true to self. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So elaborate though, why you felt like it was solely a money grab?
Because it is. Like, French, to me, he never, like, he came from the Cocaine City DVD, like we said. He just more so, excuse me, he more so, if you ask me, is one of them dudes that was like, yo, I'm gonna turn into a rapper at the moment, you know, just make money.
Just this is what I'm gonna do to make money. You don't feel like, yeah, I
don't see real, I mean,
But French always rapped though, he just wasn't respected.
He did always rap on them joints.
The cocaine DVDs was like a hustle for him to
put himself in position.
Exactly.
For that long money.
Yeah.
But then I feel like once he started to get that money, he switched up for the quick money. And now he's stuck in a position where he in now.
Like, he's always seemed to just
maneuver.
That's it, and that's not like the true essence of hip hop. Hip hop was never about money in the beginning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
they've turned everything into a business.
Yeah, because now you got all the flash, you got all the bling bling, you got all the cars, the jewelry and shit like that. So it's no longer about, you know, spreading knowledge, building with your brothers, your sisters, so on and so forth. It's all the money grab now. Big houses,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Fancy cars, fancy clothes, all that nonsense. So like, that's when you get lost in the sauce. Is when you stop really caring. Like, man, I'm just gonna look at this shit. I gotta die.
That's. I mean, Dipsy said it best, and I don't mean to cut you off on 10 More Commandments or 13 More, whatever the name of that joint is on Benny's album. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Yeah, it's 10 More. It's 10 More.
But he basically said, you know, we are black people. We are a culture. We move the culture forward. You know, our culture is. It's it, you know, everything progresses through us and how we like to do things, and then it gets taken and magnified and pimped out from there. But with that being said, when you look at an artist that stays true to himself, that road is much longer, but I feel like it pays off heavier towards the end.
Yeah. Like, can y'all name a few artists right now off the top that never switched up anything?
Jada.
Who else? Okay. Who else? Since we talking about up north, northeast rap, who else?
Oh yeah,
who else?
So I would say Jada, because even when Jada was rapping over down south beats, yeah, he was still rapping the same.
Locks.
Who else?
The Locks, Rock. Well, I'm not even gonna include Rock. I'm gonna mention him afterwards. I have to say dudes from the Woo.
Okay.
Nas, for the most part.
Okay.
P never switched up.
No, Prodigy never switched up. I've never switched up.
When Nori never switched up.
X.
No. Nori had a moment. Nori had a moment where he was on the reggaeton wave.
X didn't switch up. Cam never switched?
No.
With what?
Cam never switched with the flow. He never was like,
oh yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
down
but
south.
I was about to say, he had Bout It and all that.
But
Yeah, but he didn't switch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He just collaborated. He never
That's
switched
true.
though.
That's true.
And that's the thing too. You got
A lot of people, man.
there's a lot of people in this for sure.
50.
But think about that too. They wasn't getting no radio play in like 09 or 2012.
So, what do you guys feel was the switch? What do you guys feel? What do you guys feel killed that New York sound per se, or that up north East Coast?
The business line.
The business, like I said, for me, the radio station plays a huge part of that. But I get the business behind the radio is what killed that, because these dudes go to playlists and ratings.
What's the business though? What about the business?
Because now they're saying, hey, guess what? These songs are bubbling out here and getting this much spin in this rotation. We need you to play that. Oh, that got that? Keep that in your playlist on a day-to-day basis.
So that's coming from the record labels you're saying per se.
Not even the record labels. This is coming from the
Endorsements?
from the people who own. So a company like Clearwater, which owns, they either own Hot 97 or Power 105. I don't remember which one. But for instance, Clearwater will say, you know what? This is what's in your playlist. This is what's getting the ratings. This is what you're gonna play. I don't care that New York artist put out this great record that's bubbling around the city. Once it hits this many spins, then we'll pick it up.
Okay, so how do they even know like what's hot per se and what's not? Because
Well,
they're not
numbers on a
they're not
day-to-day
really
basis.
part of the culture.
They're not part of the culture.
They're looking at numbers and dollar signs, endorsement money.
So it's back to the business.
Yeah, business and freaking record labels paying them to play their artists.
Well, they don't pay them to play their artists. You know what they do? They say, hey, we'll sponsor your concert series for the summer or winter. Or we'll give you money to do this. We'll give you money to do this. But if you don't mind, please spin this record for us.
Yeah, so therefore the authenticity of what used to be up north hip hop culture, hip hop rap gets lost in the sauce, because now the artists that you came up playing are like non-existent anymore. They're not getting spun on the hot 8 at 8 or what have you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Your daily top
The
10.
playlist. Oh, I'm sorry. We gotta get back to that Hot 97 topic that you brought up earlier, because Hot 97 dropped the ball. Okay, I'm gonna look right in this camera and say this. Excuse my language. I don't fuck with Hot 97 no more. Yo. Let me tell you why. When I was a kid, I thought Hot 97 was the shit.
Bro, they
And
were
I'm
back
from
then.
Connecticut.
They
I
were.
thought Hot 97 was the shit for hip hop.
Yeah.
Man, this shit would be coming in all fuzzy on your radio. You would get upset like, damn, I gotta play it. You was remember back in the days when you was recording?
Like a cassette tape.
Yeah, you started
When I was young, nigga, that shit was mythical.
flexing
Facts.
fast. One was like on you recording. It ain't the same. It ain't the same no more. And I'm gonna get into it right now. So peep game. Movie came on TV today, right? You remember the movie with Sanaa Lathan and
Was it Brown Sugar?
Brown Sugar, right? That
And Mos Def, right?
That movie was ahead of its time. Everything came into fruition in that movie, and Hot 97 was in that movie. Remington, right? You remember when they brought Remington in the movie, and like, that girl is mine, and they switched it to that hoe is mine.
Security.
Alright, we got a new joint for y'all. I want you to check this out. New Millennium recorded artist, Brennan 10.
Hey, yo, Ren. Yo, what's up, Chad? Yo, Big C told me you was at the club. Pushing up on one of my hoes. Yo. Yo, get your man, that hoe is a hoe. Yeah. Man, you still mess with that? She may be a hoe, but she's my hoe. You know? The hoe is mine.
hip hop sound.
Yeah.
But then nobody wanted to sign him. They didn't want to play his song on the radio, but they was playing FM Brendan 10.
Right.
And Hot 97 was playing it when he went up there to get his song played.
Yep.
Look at what we have right now in the music industry. With the 6ix9ines and
Right.
the Trippie Reds and
Listen, a lot of that.
bruh.
So, two parts
That
to that.
movie was ahead of its time.
A lot of that is microwavable rap that's been tossed at us, and I feel like
Bruh.
because it's been so instant with the instant gratification and getting what you want when you want it, when it comes to this music, that's why I produce a lot of artists that are here today going tomorrow.
Brendan 10, that hoe was mine. Serious?
But going back a little bit to what you were saying before about going to the radio station and, you know, thinking about Clearwater and everything else in between and sponsorship money. These record labels, these radio stations, and think tanks and everything else in between, they have what's called basically a what's trending board. And they're based off of what particular artists or what songs are trending on Twitter. So if there's an unsigned artist and one day he's got 2 million retweets and like 500,000 mentions, he's on that board.
Yeah.
And now they're paying attention to what he's doing. It gets to a certain number, grab him. She hit that, grab her. Oh, they got that much play? YouTube did that? Okay, we can put that in rotation for next week.
Yeah, but the music thing, like, that's not really what people are checking for. Like.
They're not, but that's where this underground comes back in. And when you talking about dudes being true to yourself and stuff, I want you to chime in too. Honestly, I give a lot of credit to Action Bronson for this. Rock Marciano too. But think about, you know, when Action Bronson came out, roughly 2010, right?
Yeah.
By 2016, 17, he was pretty much a star.
Absolutely.
And that's, you know, with the music, with the music on TV, everything.
Chef, everything.
Right, but now he stayed true to himself and his music. Look what music is starting to really punch through again.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff that we like, even Griselda. Now look at Griselda. They don't play them on the radio, but they will talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These dudes really helped.
Jimmy Fallon.
It was on Jimmy Fallon, exactly. So
Sirius is heavy.
Sirius is heavy, but you literally are getting another renaissance in hip hop music, where all these cats who stayed true to themselves, in their early in their careers, you know what I mean, they wasn't doing numbers and probably making any paper, but because they believed in themselves, it was like, nah, my shit hot, stuck to their sound. It got them to this point now, where these dudes is making bread more than a lot of mainstream cats.
Okay, now outside of the money, getting back to the sound, do you guys ever feel like that New York sound, that New York up north, East Coast sound will ever come back to the forefront where we can get back a hold of what we consider, you know, the mecca of hip hop, because Atlanta got it on smash right now. Do you ever think it's gonna make another transition?
Anything possible.
I think it is.
But you're,
in the next 3 to 5 years,
you're
I think it
thinking
is.
about it.
No, I'm gonna say
Don't think
anything
you
possible.
just a little bit
because-
bullshit.
Nah, ain't no political. I don't even do that.
Do you?
What I'm saying is because even to touch back, like, you know what has happened is there's many avenues within rap now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they all got their own fan bases. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, moving forward, you know what I'm saying? It looks like, okay, this joint might be on the mainstream right now. And we're gonna say, what is that? We're gonna name it like trap rap, what are we gonna call that?
Drill,
Drill, that type of deal. That's bumping in the mainstream right now.
I feel like all that's gonna
You know what
die
I'm
out
saying?
soon. Early.
No, it's not. You know. What I'm saying is, it may die out. It may die out, but like, there's gonna be some cats that it's gonna still have some type of fan base. You understand what I'm saying? Because I say that to say, because y'all just watched some video. They got some whole Asian group out there right now. And I'm like, damn, like, but they selling shows and shit. You get what I'm saying?
Do you feel like drill music in 20 to 30 years from now could go on a national tour?
I don't know, because we don't know what the kids gonna be like.
Do you foresee it sticking around?
I don't know, man.
I see traditional rap right now. The next 3 to 5 years, I think we're gonna get, as this renaissance continues, the next 3 to 5 years, I think it's gonna be in the forefront of what, in terms of what we like. Like dudes like a Rome Streets, like a Benny. I feel like that's gonna be